All right, let me do a quick explanation of how to do this. So on this first example, it says to divide 3 6/10 by 3 using the models. So here's our 3 6/10. 1, 2, 3, and then 6/10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So now, just get that out of there. So down here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 3 groups. And I'm going to move this into here, move this into here, and move this into here. That takes care of the 3 holes. And now I'm going to take the first rod, the second one, the third one, and then take this one, bring it over here, this one here, and this one here. So we have 1 whole block in each, 1, 1, 1, and we have 2/10. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So our answer is 1 2/10. Now, just as a point of reference, 36 divided by 3 is 12, and now 3 6/10 divided by 3 is 1 2/10. Let's look at another example. This time we're going to do 4 8/10 divided by 2. So here's my 4 8/10 right up here. I need 2 groups this time. So I'm just going to make 1 group here and 1 group here. Now I have 4 holes, and so if I divide those into 2, it's going to be 2 for each. So I'm going to put 2 of the blocks here and put the other 2 blocks over here. I also have 8/10, which if I divide those into 2 groups, I'm going to have 4 here and 4 here. Which means then I have 2 whole blocks in each, and I have 4/10 in each. So 4 8/10 divided by 2 is 2 4/10. Now thinking about that same thing we just talked about a minute ago, 48 divided by 2 is 24, and we just discovered that 4 8/10 divided by 2 is equal to 2 4/10. Answers are very similar, just that decimal point. Very similar to the multiplication. It's the same thing except for the decimal point. You just have to figure out where the place value goes. So that's what they're actually getting you to think about on this chart here. Notice 36 divided by 3 is 12. 3 6/10 divided by 3 is 1 2/10. 48 divided by 2 is 24. 4 8/10 divided by 2 is 2 4/10. And then finally, 24 divided by 4 is 6. So we discover that 2 4/10 divided by 4 is 6/10. So what's our rule? Well, it's the same division as without the decimal point. Then add in the decimal point. So if I'm going to do 33 5/10 divided by 7, what I would do is 35 divided by 7 is 5. So then I know 3 5/10 divided by 7 would be 5/10. All right, I'm just going to do 2 examples on the next page for you. I'm actually going to do number 4 first. 6 3/10 divided by 3. Now, I actually like to draw my blocks to begin with. You don't have to, but I just find it easier to have them there. Now, I know what I need to do is to make 3 groups. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this first block, put it in the first, take the second one, put it in the second one, and take the third one and put it in the third group. Then I'm going to take this one, put it in the first one, this one, put it in the second one, and this one, put it in the third one. Now I have 1, I have 2, and I have 3. So 6 3/10 divided by 3 is 2 1/10. Let's look up here. 3 4/10 divided by 2. So I'm going to start by drawing my 3 4/10. And I know I need 2 groups. So I'm going to take this first one and put it in here. Take the second one and put it in here. But that third one, I can't put it in there. Now I could split it between the two. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to get 10 rods. Because I have to regroup. Now I have 14 rods that I want to split into the 2 groups. So I'm going to put 7 here and 7 here. So the answer for 3 4/10 divided by 2 is 1 7/10.